tell me the lessons that are learned in this particular book that you'd want to share with our audience.
I probably can do that by just reading a couple of quick snippets out of this.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Sure.
The book begins, this memoir began as a letter to my son Gregory dated September 9th, 2006, a few weeks before his deployment to Iraq as a field artillery officer with the United States Army. My letter was an attempt to detail for him my life as a young boy growing up on the South Shore in Massachusetts, time and events he knew little about or could never have imagined. And the prologue is very brief. I had realized all along that if this day ever came, I might never see my son again. So I figured it was time to answer the many questions he must have had for me throughout our time together, but had never asked. I wrote what I could, given the constraints of time, and handed it to him as he exited the briefing room with his M16, his armored vest, and his loving heart. And on December 3rd at 0600, I watched as my son's flight, heavy with soldiers and weapons of war, lumbered down the runway at Fort Hood, Texas, lifting off into the early morning haze, bound for Iraq. So the impetus for this book began with that knowledge that he's going off into a very dangerous world, and I may never see him again. So lots of stuff I wanted to share with him, but never really took the time to do that. So I did that through this book, and it began as that letter.